Lattice Semiconductor, which is a company we probably don't talk enough about. But Pat, you have been an FPGA bull, and this is a company that's been absolutely capitalizing. And we've had Jim Anderson on this show,
right.
CEO. Great guy doing really interesting things. And there's a few updates there.
There are. Yeah. So just really quick background. There's only a few different types of chips you can have. You can have CPU, GPU, FPGAs, DSP, ASIC. Okay. And I'm sure I'll get hate mail from people telling me there's more or less, but that's it. An FPGA is completely programmable. It can be programmable to anything that you want. In fact, when I was at AMD, we used to use FPGAs first creating CPUs, but FPGAs have evolved into very application-specific types of things. And by the way, it saves you about a year in development versus an ASIC, but are a little bit harder to program than a CPU. So what happens is companies like Lattice will bring out full solution sets with their FPGAs to make it easier for developers to make that happen. And that's exactly what Lattice's last announcement was. It was on MVision and Sentry. So Sentry is an absolute layer of security that developers might put on a server motherboard that its first boot requires, enables you to even track that motherboard through the supply chain as it moves from point to point. The first question when somebody's talking about hardware security for me is I ask, what's the first chip to boot up? And what's so cool about what Lattice does is their FPGA, which is, by the way, on every Intel and AMD motherboard recently, is the first thing, and it scans to see if spy chips were put on. It scans root of trust. I mean, it's pretty incredible. MVision was updated, and this is for what you might think, machine learning vision on a robot, on a drone, and what they did is they enhanced it with an ISP solution, which just gave it more horsepower to do what it needed to do.